Have you read that copy of Mein Kampf that you bring around with you, or is that just like performative?
I've read through it.
You've read through it? Okay, no.
Yeah,
Wait,
read through
you've read through it or you've read it? There's a difference.
I've read through it. I focus on a certain, the chapter on the Jewish supremacy and the Jewish question.
So you haven't read anything about Lebensraum? Have you read anything about the Aryan race? What about that?
Oh, no, I'm familiar with that as well, those arguments,
real
but
quick,
that's not really what I'm...
Real quick. What chapter is the chapter where he talks about the Aryan race?
This fucking guy, bro. This guy. You do realize that there's different types of...
But there's only one where he mentions the Aryan race.
There's
it's in
different
volume
versions
2,
of
I'll give you that.
Kampf.
It's in volume 2. There's a hint. Which chapter is it?
What I focus... See, and I love it, too, because you bring up your phone and you're like using AI to ask these stupid-ass fucking questions.
It's not AI, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah,
you can
that's
look
what you
up
are,
the
or you're
book. The
preparing-
chapters are here.
Well, I don't need to look it up.
I was here
like
for
you
like
are.
an hour.
Yeah, I don't have to look it up like you do. The point I'm trying to make here is I
You
focus
should look
on
it up so that way you know
I
more
focus
about
on
it
his
instead of
arguments
pretending like
because
you
here's the
read
other thing
it.
too. Because Hitler draws very much from Henry Ford and world Jewry and
You can pretend to do all
international
this.
Jew.
Oh, he draws from Henry Ford. Bro, you
Do you
haven't
watch
read the
my
book.
show? Do you
You're
watch
being
my fucking show,
shit.
buddy? Do you watch my show? Because I've talked about this.
I've watched.
Then shut the fuck up. You
occasional
clearly don't
times
know
where
what you're
you
talking
talk
about.
with, like,
You're
drunk
coming in here.
OnlyFans
You're
girls
coming
at
in
2
here.
a.m.
Oh, this guy's a copy
you
of my
pretend it.
Let me ask him about this
Bro,
random thing
how
about Aryan.
it's-
I
look,
told you
I'm sorry,
specifically.
it is
I told you
super gay.
specifically. I
It
told you
is super
specifically.
gay to
I
carry
told you
around Mein Kampf
specifically.
with you to perform and pretend to be
I
a Nazi.
specifically told you what I focused on when I read it, and then I told you where that comes from because I read The International Jew from Henry Ford, and that's where Hitler drew his stuff. So that's why I looked at that specifically, and I'm explaining it to you, and then your dumbass wants to sit here and ignore that. All that context matters.
The reality.
So what's your
is-
actual
the
discussion that you want to have? Because I could
reality
tell you're like one of these faggot
reality
liberals that's going to
is-
like
the
go
reality
into like
is-
random shit.
the
Let me go ahead and
reality
attack him
is
on
that
this
It's fucking
and try.
embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing that you're carrying around a
Go
book
ahead.
performatively the same way a 10-year-old carries around a skateboard he can't use.
Oh, you
to
mean
look
this book
cool.
that offends you? Okay, sure.
I
Now,
don't-
what's your...
no, that's the thing. I don't give a fuck.
No, you are offended by it because you brought it up.
I brought it up because I think it's funny that
You're
you're
pissed off
pretending
about it.
that
So
you're
let me hold it up.
pretending
And
to be a
let's talk
Nazi.
about the Why Women Deserve Less too. We can bring that one up
Bro,
too.
you can do all the this doesn't bother me. I really don't give a shit. It's just funny that you're gonna carry around Mein Kampf performatively.
Yep.
That's kind of embarrassing, right? To pretend to be a Nazi to be cool is kind of like embarrassing a little bit.
Yeah, embarrassing to you because you're a progressive faggot. So yeah, like you like that's why. It's like, and this is the thing. Like I'm not.
Bro,
gonna
you can call me a
apologize,
faggot all you
'cause
want.
here's
You're the one who says you
'cause
need to
here's the
spend
thing
more
with you
time with
guys.
men than your
Here's
women.
the thing. Here's the
Not
thing.
only that,
Here's the thing
your
with you
woman,
guys.
your woman cheated on you with a
She
roller
never did.
skater,
That's a lie.
bro. She cheated on you with a roller skater.
Of
So
course.
what kind of masculine
This guy doesn't
upgrade
realize
was it
we were broken
that
up
she
for
had
months
to go
before that.
cheat on you with a roller
We were broken up for months before that. Okay, so I don't know what you're talking about. And then on top of that, you're coming in here say like again. You don't watch the show. You don't know what my content is. You come in, this guy's a copy of Mein Kampf. Let me ask him about that. And then I explain to you exactly why I have it and this part of the book that I focused on reading. And then I talked about Henry Ford and I talked about all that. You disqualify all that shit. Oh, let me just ask you about this shit. What do you
Because
actually
it's
want
the
to
same-
debate? What do you want to actually debate?
Look,
Because
I'll
the
go
problem with
real
you
quick.
progressives
It's the
is
same
you
as like
guys
it's the same
get
as gay
offended.
liberals who have a shelf full of books that they've never read to seem smart.
Like you.
It's-
Okay, now what's your argument?
That's why I cut my bookshelf down because once I actually got to college, I was like, hey, you know what's gay? Having a bunch of books I haven't
So
read.
what's your
people think
actual
I'm smarter than I am.
argument? What's
So
your
my
actual
actual argument that I came here to talk about
Yeah.
was, are
ad
you
homs.
finally ready to admit that Kamala Harris easily would have been a better president than Donald Trump? Thank you.
Yeah, now everything makes sense,
Yeah, I
right?
love hearing that
It's
fat
like-
alcoholic idiot yelling over
it's
here.
It's
beta.
kind of funny. It's like he comes in, he says the dumb shit that he said, and then he
Well, if you haven't
makes a
drank
comment
today,
like
it's
that, and
embarrassing how
everything
red you
comes
are,
for a
you fat
circle.
idiot.
Like, oh yeah, this guy's a faggot.
At least I can't
So-
myself, you fat fucking loser. You can't even touch your own dick.
Anyway, so
you did. You think it's a flex to talk about how you masturbated last
so
night,
question
buddy?
for you. You do realize that Kamala Harris wrote about me in her book that I was a big part of the reason why she didn't win the election, right?
I really don't give a fuck. Kamala Harris. The argument
You
is
really
that
didn't do
Kamala
your
Harris-
research.
Wait.
You really didn't do
It's
your
okay,
research.
It's okay. You can calm down. The argument is that Kamala Harris would have been a better president than Donald Trump. You speak English, right? So you understand that's the argument. Not whether you were instrumental in her loss. I don't give a shit about that. I'm saying Kamala would have been better because Donald Trump is dog shit right now, right?
Sure. So your argument is you think that she would have been better?
Yeah, my argument is basically that Donald Trump is like the floor for what a president can possibly be, and anything would be better from that point.
Okay. Well, I don't want a female president, so no, thank you. That's number one.
Is that
We
your,
don't-
your
we
top
gotta-
thing? Is
we
that
gotta
a
we gotta keep
female?
women. Gotta keep
How
women in the
much
kitchen.
respect does Donald Trump have right now that Netanyahu is dragging him around by like a child
Yeah.
into
Like,
wars?
here's the thing.
Is that
I'm not
like
like-
the type of respect that you want from like
See,
our leaders?
here's the thing. I'm not a MAGA retard. If Trump does dumb shit, I will call it out. I don't like the war with Iran. I don't like the foreign policy. I think he's owned by the Jews. That pisses me off, and I don't like that. Hence why I'm very familiar with the JQ and Henry Ford and all those other shit which you've been trying to call out before. So I don't like that. Now, with that said, There's no fucking way I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. She actually talked about in her book how me and Andrew Tate kept her from winning because she lost the young men a long time ago, as did the Democratic Party. Because let's be honest, the Democratic Party and the left in general is filled with soy boy faggots like you that are super politically correct, that will sit there and be like, you got a copy of Mein Kampf. Let me go ahead and shame you for like reading about somebody. Meanwhile, idiots like you walk around with a copy of like fucking the Red Book from Mao, who killed just the same amount of people, if not more. Because a lot of you guys
communism. I don't support communism. I don't know why you're doing this weird gay fucking turn to like, oh, communism.
Well, no, because you're advocating. You're advocating for Kamala Harris,
I called you out for Mein Kampf
is the
same reason that you call out liberals who are performative feminists. Because it's fucking gay when you're like doing this feminist shit and you're not actually about it. You're the same thing. You're the same thing where you're like a fake Nazi. Because you said, let's talk about politics. Please like me. I read Mein Kampf. Look at me. You haven't done it though. You haven't read Mein Kampf. So that's fine. Just say you haven't read it.
No. I've read what's pertinent based on what I care about. And
so
I explained that to you. And I love that
you did the spark notes of Mein Kampf. Can we agree on that?
And again, I told you this. I read that because I read The International Jew from Henry Ford, and that's when I said, let me see what Hitler has to say about this.
That's
so
fine,
I read
but
that
you don't have the International Jew up there on stage with you.
So that
you should probably, if you read The International Jew, have that on stage with you. Not Mein Kampf. So where you're like,
it's not really a book.
Doing Nazi stolen valor.
See, if you were smart, you would know it's not really a book. It was like a bunch of pamphlets that were produced right out of Dearborn, Michigan. So it's not really a book. But you know what? Just for you, I will go ahead and bring International Jew next time because you're that much of a fucking retard. I'm
glad that the pamphlets are
because you're here to just do ad homs, so we can play this game too, faggot. So what's your actual thing?
You can call me a faggot.
We need to go because you guys love to call people Nazis or whatever, or like you're a right winger, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just call you a Nazi, whatever. You know what? We're gonna go back.
I didn't call you a Nazi.
Stupid faggot.
That's the part. That's what you guys are. That's funny. Is that you're not a Nazi. You're such a fucking lonely loser that you have to pretend to be a Nazi.
Kamala Harris.
That's fucking gay.
Kamala Harris is better off in a kitchen than in the White House. Okay, she's better off
sucking Nazi dick
in a kitchen than the White House. We will never have a female president. I will never fucking elect a female president. Women don't lead anything except to the end of a relationship or us to doom. So no thank you. And we can go ahead and have our criticisms of Donald Trump. Sure, no problem. But there's no fucking way we're going to put Kamala Harris into office. And I'm happy that she wrote about me in my book, in her book, that we kept her out. Me and Andrew Tate. So try harder.
About Andrew Tate and yourself and like a book that you wrote about, or a book she wrote. I don't give a fuck.
She wrote it.
The point is this. We're losing massively in our trade war against China, right? Not only is like Donald Trump being led around like a little fucking child by Israel, but also by China. He has to go bow to Xi Jinping in his own fucking place and get nothing for it, right? We got nothing from that China trip?
Well, he had a plan and it failed and it backfired. I talked about this in detail.
Just making sure we got nothing from that. So you agree with that? He failed on his plan.
Yes.
Not only that, he got outplayed in the soybean deal, right? When he sent $20 billion to Argentina instead of our farmers, right? He sent that to Argentina, and then China bought nothing from us. He got outplayed there too, right?
Okay, buddy. Do you not realize that I've been talking about... You need to watch my show before you come in here and talk.
Just
I've talked about all this shit.
Did he get outplayed on that soybean deal?
I have talked about Trump losing the trade war and being an idiot about this.
I don't give a fuck about these tepid...
How about this? Because you're coming in, you're making arguments that I literally make myself.
It should be easy. Just say, yes, he got outplayed on that soybean deal, right?
No, because you're going to literally go through and try to make it like...
go through the list of his failures, yes. Because he's a failure of a president, yes. I'm sorry that that's hard for you, but the guy that you backed is a fucking failure. He's a loser, he's a retard, and he's fucking old and dying in office.
Better than Kamala Harris. Better than Kamala Harris.
It's not.
Better than Kamala Harris.
Do you think we'd be at war with Iran if Kamala was in there?
We probably would be still, yes.
Why did Obama not go? Why did Obama not go in 2014 when Netanyahu wanted to go to war with Iran?
Again, that's because
why did Trump not go in his first term when Netanyahu wanted to go to war with Iran?
Again, we would probably still be at war because here's the thing you also got to understand. Kamala Harris is a big part of the reason why would the war... Yo, can you shut the fuck up when I'm talking, dude?
Bro,
like, you're fucking insufferable. Like, you're like one of these guys that just like filibusters as I'm trying to explain to you. Like, again, you want to talk about anti-war, whatever. Oh, yeah, we would have been a war. Well, you do understand that with Kamala Harris, she was in Ukraine. She was literally there weeks before Russia attacked, okay? So if we want to talk about wars and everything else like that, the Democrats are not free of not getting us involved in wars as well. And that obviously created a lot of issues for us as well in 2022. So she was there, literally didn't know what the fuck she was doing, and the Russians ended up invading. So it's not like Biden wasn't asleep at the wheel and got us involved in a war. And I honestly do think that the Israelis would have been able to bully her easily and get us dragged into another war in the Middle East, easily.
That's fine that you honestly believe that. I believe that you believe that, but I believe that you believe that based off of zero proof. You just believe that because you feel it.
I just told you that she fucked up with Russia.
You told me that she went into Ukraine and then Russia invaded later. That's not anything. There's no plan there. There's nothing. The only reason Ukraine is still resisting is because we agreed to arm them, which is what the Democrats did. Not the fucking loser Republicans who are too terrified to do anything with our allies, but have all the money in the world to give to Israel for whatever fucking wars they want to rage. Like somehow, what? Like we were working with Ukraine, and that's a negative. We were stopping Russia. We were sanctioning them. And that's a negative.
I'm not for wars, and it's the Democrats that overwhelmingly.
It's not about being not for wars.
And it's the Democrats that overwhelmingly support Ukraine with the war. It's like so. Like
some wars are righteous. That's just true. Ukraine was invaded. Ukraine doesn't have nukes because they agreed with America that we would protect their sovereignty, and we're not doing that. We didn't do it with Crimea, and we failed them then, and we're failing them even more now.
So you're pro-Ukraine war?
Absolutely. I'm pro defending Ukraine. Ukraine deserves to be defended. Ukraine's literally going under a genocide from Russia.
So you're making an argument. You're making an argument about the war in the Middle East, but you're supporting the war in Ukraine.
I didn't support the war in the Middle East. What are you talking about? I'm saying Trump supports.
No, because you're arguing like we would not be in war with the Middle East had it not been for Kamala.
We would not be at war with Iran if Kamala was president. That is just true. As hard as it is for you to accept that, that is true.
No, I'm saying we would be in war with Iran if it were for Kamala.
I know you're saying that, but we didn't do it with Biden. We didn't do it with Obama, and we didn't do it. Trump won for some magical reason, but suddenly now.
I think that we would have, and again,
you think that we would have absent any historical data,
this is all
right?
hypotheticals because again, she was a big part of the reason
why we ended up. For you, it's historical fact for me. I'm referencing that Obama didn't do it because it was a bad idea, no matter how much
Obama in office?
To do it.
Was Obama in
yes,
office?
Yes, in 2014 when he was.
Was Obama in office during the Biden administration? No. Was he an advisor? Yes. But that didn't mean anything because we still went to war, okay, with Russia backing you fucking Ukraine, a completely stupid, pointless war that we should have never been involved in the first place. Now we got over 1 million people dead, easily, if not more, on both sides. The war is a fucking L. It's stupid. And quite frankly, Russia wants Ukraine way more than we do. Yeah, I don't want any more foreign wars. You're over here saying, well, I think the wars in the Middle East kind of suck, but we need to support Ukraine. No, I don't want any wars. Why the fuck are we involved in any of these conflicts that don't benefit us strategically at all?
That's fine, but your president is the one who's setting up to fucking invade Cuba right now, right? Marco Rubio is setting up to invade Cuba.
And I don't support that.
That's fine.
I don't support that. You're trying to paint me as like some Trump,
bro. You don't get to walk away. They got your man.
He's better than Kamala Harris. I think he's still better than Kamala Harris.
Responsibility for it.
He's better than Kamala Harris.
He's
better than Kamala Harris.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
There's zero.
Kamala Harris is fucking
look at the market
retarded and incompetent.
Do you think Kamala Harris would be doing
She was the border czar. She was the border czar.
Blown up the USMCA.
She was the border czar, and we had open borders.
And then who blew up the Langford bill?
What?
Who blew up the Langford bill? Do you need me to explain what the Langford bill was, or do you know?
We had open borders when she was supposed to be the border czar.
So you do need me to explain the Langford bill.
She's completely fucking retarded, okay?
Why did an unelected politician...
We don't want illegal aliens coming into America...
Who the fuck is interrupting? Who now, motherfucker?
Crisis,
you shut up, retard?
Creating a crisis.
Yo, give me 3 fucking seconds.
Get this guy off the mic. This guy's a fucking faggot.
You're such a fucking upset
You're
little
fucking
baby.
retarded.
Bro,
you're fucking stupid.
I'm spanking your ass
right now.
You're
not spanking anything. You're embarrassing yourself. You're literally embarrassing yourself.
The reality is...
You support the Ukraine war... You support open borders. You support Kamala Harris.
I didn't support open borders.
That's what Kamala Harris was. She was
Kamala Harris wasn't open borders. She supported the Langford bill. Do you need me to explain it?
Go ahead, talk about the Langford bill.
Okay, the Langford bill was a bill that was meant to fund the border patrol, that was going to fund the asylum loopholes that were being taken advantage of, that was causing the problem with the migrants. That's a fix in legislation that is not just some fucking piece of shit executive order that can be overwritten in 4 years when like a minority of Democrats feel upset about it.
Okay, and then
that was going to be actual Republican-led by the Senator Langford legislation, and Donald Trump, an unelected politician, said, hey, Republicans, don't do this so I can run on the issue. He ran on the issue, and now we're not going to get any legislation on it.
Fantastic.
Isn't that fucked?
But under the Biden administration, we had open borders, people coming in, CBP giving people literally NTAs to come into the United States. I know this because I've spoken with Border Patrol agents. We had literally one of the worst border... Do you realize what I used to do for a living when I used to work for HSI? And
you did for a living a decade ago, yes. You were Homeland Security.
No, up until 2020. So I'm very familiar with how the border works and everything else like that.
Bullshit.
So, yeah. See, this guy, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Bro, okay? I know more about the politics than you
don't know. You don't know what you're talking about. So it's fantastic. So anyway, back to what I was saying. No, because we're going to talk about what actually is transpiring. We don't give a fuck about the bills. I'm telling you what was actually going down on the border.
You don't care about legislation?
This is from me. again, legislation takes a while for it to actually take place. But what I will tell you is we had a bunch of illegal aliens coming through. Why? Because under Biden and Kamala Harris, as the borders are, we could talk about bills all day. Let's talk about what was actually going down. What was going down was illegal aliens were coming in. They're getting what's called notice to appears. A notice to appear allows them to come into the country and basically disappear into the wind, okay? And what ends up happening when you get an NTA and is basically you could go with any city you're going to say, I promise to appear in court. They don't appear in court. They never do, okay? And to put things in perspective for you, to get an NTA, when I was under the Trump administration, I had to have, when I was an agent, you had to get someone to basically be an informant and be a high-value informant where you would give them a notice to appear. It was very difficult to get that. Under the Biden administration, they're giving them out like hotcakes, letting these illegal aliens come in under these NTAs. Now, again, this is not something that the American public can understand or know because immigration law is extremely complex and nuanced, and obviously Border Patrol was heavily restricted in what they can do. Before, when Trump was in, he was giving them expedited removals, which means you come in, you're going to get removed within 2 weeks. That wasn't happening under Biden. They were just letting them come in and do whatever they want and then getting NTAs on top of that. No one talks about this, though, because no one really understands immigration to this level. No one cares about a bill, bro. What's actually happening on the ground is what matters.
If you think this is such a fucking big deal, legislation doesn't take that long. The Langford bill was on the floor. Republicans were going to vote for it. We can go past it. But the reality is that we could have adjudicated the issue with asylum seekers that you were talking about, and instead it's still a fucking issue. And
the asylum system is broken.
Yeah, that's the point of fixing it, you dumb
The
motherfucker.
asylum system is broken, and it takes years. And it takes years to refine.
I don't get a scuff on my shoes and then throw them out.
The entire immigration system is broken. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. The border is just one part where we were bleeding. Bro, we're bleeding with F1 visas. People abusing that. We're people using B1, B2 visas to come in and overstay their visas. People coming in on all types, abusing CVIS. I'm trying to explain to you that the immigration problem is a huge problem, and a border is just a part of it. And Kamala Harris and the Biden administration did nothing to stop that. At least Trump came in and shut down the border to stop the bleeding. Then he started doing interior removals, which obviously everyone lost their mind. Oh my God, ICE is actually doing their job in doing enforcement in these blue cities and these sanctuary cities, which is what should have been done. That's how you actually deal with the immigration problem.
That's
but
not
again,
the argument. The argument was that like you could have made it difficult for people like me. Really, like if ICE came,
you don't understand the problem, so I can't even debate with you. You don't even know what you're talking about.
You
don't understand immigration.
The reality
you don't understand the real problem. You don't understand the problem on the floor.
Kamala
Harris and Biden literally led to one of the worst
prisons
immigration crises in American history, bro.
That's fine. If ICE agents came in, you could have made it hard for people to make. If ICE agents came into jails and prisons and just started arresting illegal immigrants there, that would have been really hard for people like me to defend. But that's not what they did. They went into communities. They started hunting people down. The Supreme Court gave them the leeway they needed to racially profile people. It's not only that, federal agents shouldn't be masked up. Our fucking sheriffs aren't even masked up. None of your security guard over here is masked up, and they don't need to be. And neither do federal agents. Not only that, the fact that they can fucking kill 2 American citizens and they are hidden, right, from consequences by the president and all of his administration, that's disgusting. That shouldn't be what America is. That's insane.
Renee Good tried to hit a federal agent with her car. Alex Preddy was armed with a gun.
Alex Preddy, you can be armed, motherfucker. Welcome to the Second Amendment.
No,
Welcome
you cannot be armed and then assault people and assault a federal agent.
Him.
Oh, really? He didn't assault a federal
agent?
agent? See, this is why, this is kind of crazy how you are so confident about your ignorance. Alex Preddy literally put his hands on a Border Patrol agent as he was doing a lawful operation, which is a violation of 18 U.S.C. 111 and beating a law enforcement officer. You cannot touch a federal agent while they're lawfully doing their job. You cannot run over a federal agent as they're lawfully doing their job.
He was filming him. He was totally within his rights.
He was totally within his rights.
He did not put his hands on him until he was pushed. He did not put his hands on him until he was pushed.
He did put his hands on him. He did put his hands on him. He was dealing with 2 females.
Even if they wanted to arrest him.
He did put his hands on him. He did put his hands on him.
Whatever, that's fine.
So then it's done. Then it's done.
That doesn't mean you can execute an American citizen. I'm sorry,
you cannot put your hands on
execute American citizens for that.
I
don't know what like third worldist warlord fucking politics you have, but you can't just fucking execute an American citizen for that shit. If they wanted to be rough with him, fuck, I would have hated it. You're right, okay? It would offend my liberal sensibilities.
See, now he's conceding that he did put hands on him.
It would have been legal. But the fact that they fucking shot him 12 times in the back, that's a little much, right?
It is legal.
It was a little much.
It is legal. See,
can you even say
you know what? How about this?
Let's
go through this because let me expose how dumb you are. Because once again, you think you're smart, Langford bill, blah, blah. And I'm telling you what's actually going down on the ground. Explain to me the fact pattern of what happened with Renee Good and then with Alex Preddy. Go ahead.
Okay. Just really quick. small detour. I just want to say how you're constantly relying on like common sense, and I'm saying actual shit. But fact pattern. Let's go to fact pattern. You're talking.
My bad for assuming that you would have common sense. I'm sorry.
It's fucking
and telling you how things actually work.
Stupid like layman's appeal.
I'm telling you how things work, and you're like going off of how it should be. So now you went ahead. No. Because here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I know you guys want next, and this guy's an idiot, but we have to absolutely demolish people like him that think that they're intelligent when they're not. So you made a couple points. You said ICE agents were going into communities. Okay, yeah, these are sanctuary cities that have been violating immigration laws
not only that,
for decades.
The farmers protected them, right? He's not supporting farmers.
I'm
right?
talking about sanctuary cities when they were going in because you're talking about protected
I'm just saying
communities.
That Donald Trump,
sanctuary cities
are
illegal.
They're
violating things.
He doesn't
That's
care enough
number
to
one.
support
now, as far as like federal agents wearing masks, the reason why federal agents wear masks is because a lot of them are plainclothes. A lot of them do undercover work. Okay, so that is why. Also, they get threats a lot of times that they want to come and kill their families because they're doing their jobs because immigration.
So what?
Is
Sheriffs get threats all the time. They work in the gang unit. They're not fucking masked up.
Okay, again, it's an immigration. It's an extremely politically charged topic, and they get death threats all the time. So yes, that's another reason a lot of them do UC work. Like I said before, gang unit guys, when they're doing raids, they wear masks a lot of the times. You wouldn't know this because you don't work.
They wear masks in raids. Yeah, no shit. They're not wearing masks when they're in the gang unit. I have friends who work on fucking Watts.
So now you're saying
I have friends who work on Watts. They're not wearing masks when they're out patrolling, motherfucker. When they're pulling over people and doing fucking when you're stopping someone for a moving violation.
Anyway, back to what I was saying,
which is the most dangerous shit. That's where
so we talked about that. So when they're wearing masks and then we talked about sanctuary cities being illegal and not allowing law enforcement to do their jobs.
Sanctuary cities aren't illegal.
They are completely illegal. They do not work with ICE and or law enforcement, federal law enforcement. They absolutely do.
They have to at a certain point, but they don't have to do everything they want.
No, they absolutely do. If someone puts a detainer on someone, if ICE puts a detainer on someone who's a criminal who they want to go ahead and go pick up, they can go ahead and do that. Okay, they can go ahead and get a detainer on them and go pick them up. A lot of times these guys are violent criminals.
Call me mom, you
now,
motherfucker.
let's go ahead. Now let's go ahead and talk about Alex Preddy and Renee Good because you think that they were innocent citizens who were maliciously killed by ICE. We can go ahead. Which one do you want to talk about? Alex Preddy or do you want to talk about Renee Good?
Let's talk about Alex Preddy.
Sure, go ahead.
First of all, everybody in the fucking back of the line is wholly on my dick. Can you tell them to hop off?
Guys, let him finish. We'll do Alex Preddy, then we'll end it here. Go ahead because, once again, expose yourself because you think Alex Preddy was in the right. But go ahead. Tell us the fact pattern.
This will be the easy part. Do you think Alex Preddy, for what happened, deserved to die?
Here's the reality.
Okay.
It's not about that. It's about he put himself in a precarious situation. He committed a crime. He was armed.
Here, it's a super easy yes or no, Myron. Did he deserve to die?
My opinion is irrelevant.
How is it irrelevant to me asking you your opinion? When I'm asking your opinion, it's perfectly irrelevant. What is your opinion? Do you think that Alex Preddy deserved to die for what happened on that video?
In the United States of America, use of force, especially deadly, is not based on 20/20 hindsight. It's based on what were the facts on the ground at the time that the trigger was pulled. So my opinion on this topic is irrelevant. I'm being impartial and very logically sound and measured when I'm discussing this.
I'm not asking you your opinion so you can solve the case.
My
I'm
opinion
asking you your
doesn't
opinion.
matter.
I'm just asking you your opinion. You're a guy who gives his opinion for millions of dollars, bro. Why can't you just give it now?
I don't want
Did he deserve to die?
I don't like when people die, but I understand why in that case.
Okay. So you're saying he didn't deserve to die for what happened, right?
I didn't say that.
So you think that because he touched the officer, he deserved to die? How he died, right? Like he got shot in the back, like more or less 12 times.
Okay, can you go through the fact pattern then and let's see? Because when you say it like that, it sounds bad, but we need to go through everything that was going on.
When you state what happened, it does sound bad. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, this is why it's so important that we can't look at use of force from a 20/20 hindsight like you're trying to do right now.
It's not at all like that, and people do it all the time. This is how you analyze use of force.
Okay, let me ask you something, buddy. Let me ask you something. Someone breaks into your house. Someone breaks into your house with a plastic gun. You shoot him, but then you find out it was a plastic gun after the fact. Is it a good shoot or not?
Yeah, of course it's a good shoot. You have.
But you just said 20/20 hindsight, right? Like,
yeah, you can easily speak.
He wasn't really a threat for you.
You stop. I know you're floundering right now. It's okay. Let me answer.
No, I'm just showing your logic is fucking retarded.
It's okay.
Doesn't make sense.
I'll guide you through this gently. Okay. Well, you can put on lube while I'm doing it. The point is, in that fact pattern, if I'm a person in my house at dark, nobody's supposed to be in my house other than the people that I know. Obviously, I would be. Hey, I'm sorry. You got another dick rider just totally yelling in my ear. Can you tell him to fuck off? That's fine, bro. When he kicks me off, you're welcome.
Yo, do the Alex Preddy. Let's go through Alex Preddy, bro, because you're eating up a lot of time. Do Alex Preddy because you made the claim that you think it's wrong or unjustified.
So the point being, Alex Preddy was filming there, right? He was being kind of annoying. He was shouting at ICE. He's being a Karen, whatever you want to call it, you know. Bro, can you get the fuck out of my ear and shut the fuck up? The sooner I get through this Alex Preddy thing, the sooner it's done, bro. Why are you acting like you're with this fucking event, motherfucker? You walked here.
Guys,
okay?
guys. Let's let him finish it. Let's let him finish.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's let him finish.
I appreciate that. So the fact pattern was Alex Peretti, much like Renee Good, was a liberal, maybe being annoying, had a coffee, walking around. The dude he had a concealed carry permit, correct? We both agree on that? That was valid?
Yeah, he was armed, yeah.
And he was valid to be armed up until the point of touching that officer is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's armed legally. He's walking around at a protest legally. He's being annoying maybe, but not doing anything illegal per se. He walks off of the curb where ICE agent is. You can interrupt me here. I'm doing this from memory, so I could be wrong. But he's arguing with a woman or a pair of women who are like yelling at him or something. This guy steps in. Alex Peretti is like getting kind of in his face. The ICE officer pushes him. I believe they start yelling, he's got a gun. They get on him, and then they start shooting him, and he gets shot in the back like more or less 12 times.
See, you shouldn't make assertions when you don't know the fact pattern, because use of force is extremely important.
I don't have the video right here in front of me.
Well, that's the thing. The problem here is that like you're talking out of your ass like many progressives do, saying that I'm right about this when you don't know the fact pattern.
Well, that's not true at all.
It's very simple.
I'm right about this. We just don't have the video in front of both of us so we can argue over it.
Oh, no, I've analyzed the video significantly, which
So
is why
have
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Then take me through it.
I just did, right? Now it's your turn to tell me where I'm wrong.
You said you didn't remember certain parts.
I said I might not accurately remember certain parts. I think
so. Let me go accurately for you since you don't know.
I think it's fair to say the human brain is not entirely infallible, right? Is that okay?
Making excuses for why he doesn't realize after making an affirmation
Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, let's go ahead and go through this. Basically, there was an ICE enforcement operation going on at the time. The Border Patrol agents, aka ICE, etc., that were there doing the operation, people were getting in the way of them doing said operation. They pushed the people away. The woman gets into an altercation with one of the agents. The agent pushes her. She falls. Alex Peretti inserts himself and puts his hand on one of the ICE agents. As soon as he did that, he committed a felony, okay, impeding a federal law enforcement from their duties. Once you do that, bro, you couldn't even debate earlier. Shut up.
I mean, he's got it right, bro.
85 fucking IQ.
None of this justifies being shot in the back 12 times.
Anyway, no, hold on. So once you put your hands on a federal agent, you've committed a crime. And actually, when you commit a crime, you have no right to self-defense. So they go ahead, they take him down.
That's not true at all.
Yes, you cannot.
No, there were officers that shot back against the people who broke
self-defense. You cannot claim self-defense when you're committing a felony. By that logic, bank robbers can go ahead and claim self-defense when police show up and shooting them. You cannot commit a felony and claim self-defense, bro. Okay, you can't do that. So anyway, the law enforcement was lawfully there. He touches him. That's a felony. They grab him. They throw him to the floor. As they're throwing him to the floor, he is struggling with them. Okay? It's also important to note, one of them said gun. Now, when they said that, he was doing this. He's a right-handed, and the guy that shot him from his left. He was going like this. So from a law enforcement perspective, if you think that he has a firearm and he's going like this, well, you might reasonably believe that he's reaching for his gun.
He was on the floor when that happened, right?
Remember, buddy, you didn't remember the fact pattern, so please shut up as I'm talking about this.
Now you remember. We're both saying the same shit.
Now you remember it.
Bro, we're saying the same shit. What did I say that was wrong?
You didn't make it this far.
I did.
You couldn't even make it this fucking far.
We said the same fucking thing. Tell me explicitly which part I said was wrong.
You didn't even make it to this part about him putting the hands on him illegally after he was doing an enforcement operation in the middle of an enforcement operation.
After this ICE officer illegally shoved a woman to the ground, yeah.
She was in the way of them doing an operation.
She was not in the way. She was just barely off the curb.
See, this is like, I just love this. Like, just like
if she was in front of a car,
obfuscating from what's going on.
She was off on the curb, right?
They're moving her from doing they're doing an operation. Okay.
How far off the curb was she?
That's irrelevant.
Was she like 3 feet?
They had
like
the area
12
cordoned
feet?
off, and they were there doing a lawful operation, immigration enforcement operation.
Bro,
they can tell her to get the fuck out of there. They were resisting. He pushes her, she falls. It's icy. Then Alex Peretti inserts himself, puts his hands on him, and that's when they go ahead. What the fuck? They grab him and they throw him down to the floor. As they throw him down to the floor, he's struggling. He's armed. One of the officers pulls the gun off him. When he pulls the gun off him, this is a gun that's notorious for going off, having accidental discharges. The gun goes off. The agents that were there dealing with him didn't know that the gun went off on an accidental charge, and they shot him. Now, you're probably saying, so wait, you're telling me that he shot this guy and killed... Can you stop interrupting for 2 seconds? Because you didn't even know the fact pattern, so I'm explaining this to you. So anyway, as he's sitting, as the gun goes off, the ICE agents that are dealing with him don't know that the gun went off as an accidental discharge, but they see him going like this, and they open up and fire and shoot him. Now, You're thinking, well, 2020 hindsight, it wasn't even him. He didn't shoot the gun. It was actually this accidental discharge from one of the Border Patrol agents that took the gun off him. Well, what matters is the people that pulled the trigger and shot him, did they act in a... Yo, shut the fuck up when I'm talking, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. You've been outclassed here intellectually a billion times, and you're trying to interject. Okay? All right, get this guy the fuck out of here so I can explain it to the people here that actually have a brain. See, progressives that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So in America, right, guys, when it comes to self-defense, right, and use of force, well, law enforcement doesn't have a duty to retreat because obviously they're there in an official capacity. But when it comes to this situation, what ended up happening was the gun got pulled off of him, and the gun got had an accidental discharge. The agents that were there didn't know that it was an accidental discharge pulled off by one of the agents from the gun. All they knew is that he was armed, and they heard gun, and they heard the gun go off. So they went ahead and shot him. Now, obviously, it sucks. Horrible situation. Awful. Sucks that he got shot and he died. But what's important is, did the agents act in a reasonable fashion given the facts and circumstances known to them at the time that they pulled the trigger? That's what fucking matters. So if you're, trying to take down an unruly protester, you hear a gun, you hear a gunshot, and you shoot them, a reasonable person could believe, holy crap, this guy is armed, I'm going to shoot. And that's why they didn't get prosecuted. Okay? So they were there operating legally, and they knew that he had a gun, a gunshot went off, and they shot him. So it's a clean shoot. Again, they don't have to be right. They just have to be reasonable. Very important. And progressives never understand this like the fucking retard that was here a second ago. And when it comes to Renee Good, by the way, Renee Good tried to fucking run that guy over. She actually did hit him, and he had some internal bleeding. So, again, progressives never take accountability for their stupidity. What's up, bro? Sorry for the long wait, guys, but you got to dismantle these idiots real time. I'm talking about some bill or whatever. I'm telling you guys what was really going on the border. And I brought Border Patrol agents on that actually worked under the Biden administration, and they basically couldn't do their jobs. They would bring the illegal aliens in, process them, and then let them go to the destination city. That's what was going on during the Biden administration when Kamala Harris was the border czar.